Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an experience like no other. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for The Mary D. Show, where the ordinary meets the extraordinary. The Mary D. Show brings you powerful insights and inspiring stories from a diverse range of guests. Join our incredible host, Mary D. Welch, as she sits down with thought leaders, business owners, and changemakers, sharing their journeys and successes. From career professionals and entrepreneurs to educators and beauty advisors, Mary D. Welch interviews sports figures and health enthusiasts, offering a platform for extraordinary voices. Explore the world of extraordinary people and places in business and finance, homes and real estate, beauty and wellness, education and empowerment, sports and health, and more. Want to be a guest on the show? Call 619-669-8603 or email marydwelch.com. Visit www.marydwelch.com to learn more.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mary D Talk Show. Well, it was renamed the Mary D Show, but welcome. So glad to see you on another, beautiful Monday. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what is that saying go? It doesn't rain in Southern California. It does, but it's very rare. Let me say that. And today is gorgeous. I can tell you. I don't know where you are in the country, are in the world, but in my opinion, every day is beautiful. It doesn't matter if the sun is shining or not. We are blessed to be on planet Earth. It is such a blessing. I like to first thank you to our live viewers. Hi, live viewers. Then I like to say thank you to our replay viewers. Hi, replay viewers. Our replay viewers, the numbers are staggering. You guys, wow, thank you. Thank you. You come on, you watch the show, you listen to the show. I have people that tell me they listen to it. They're in their car, they're whatever. They wash the dishes, they wash their clothes, they fold up, but they listen to the show. I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you for being there. I also want to give you a chance. I almost forgot. See, I get ahead of myself. I'd like to thank you to Oliver. Oliver Welch is our executive producer. Hi, babe. He's in the background. Those of you that know my husband, he is always just, giving tips on how to make the show better and all those kind of things. You need that. And as many of you know, you need a team. Nothing beats a team. I would tell anybody, this is not something like you see me in front of the camera, but there are people behind me that you don't see. They're, as you say, people say the production, they say above the line and below the line. These are the below the line people that you don't see, but they're there. They're supporting, they're encouraging, they're critiquing, but they're there. So I want to thank all of them for the work that they do. I also wanted to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, this is new. And then before I do, to also remind you about Front Page Publishing. If you're interested in writing and publishing a book, you want to contact Front Page Publishing because if some people have already written the book is written, but they haven't had it edited. I can't tell you how important it is to get a book edited. And honestly, you want to get it edited more than once. People think if you get it edited one time, the book that many of you, and I just want to thank you for that, for the book that I've written, Saying No Nicely, that book was edited 10 times. 10. I know people, their books were edited 20 times, 30 times. And I know we have this in our mind. When I say edit, you think that's it. It doesn't have to be it. There are people that know how to make it sound so much better. And you may say, well, why does it have to be edited that many times? Sometimes it's not something big that they find. It could be something small to make it sound better. But you need an editor. I'm a witness to that. You need an editor. That's what I would tell any of you. Get an editor. Don't assume because you wrote it, it's perfect and that's it. Because this is what happens when you write, ladies and gentlemen. You know what you want to say. You know what you want to say. But that doesn't mean you said it when you're writing. So anyway, I just want to encourage you, if you have an idea or you've already written the book, whatever the case may be, you can contact Front Page Publishing and we can help you with the publishing, protecting your intellectual property, you name it. We do it all. So that would be, you could just go to frontpagepublishing.com. That's what you have to do. Really easy. Also, I wanted to share with you, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I get excited. I know you guys say, what is wrong with her? I get excited because it's been coming. We're getting close to launch, and it's called Mary D's Insiders. Now, Mary D's Insiders is the group that you're going to find out exclusive information. Those of you on the email and text list, you know already. You already are being notified. You know when those emails go out. I've sent movie tickets. I've sent, you name some of everything that's gone through the good stuff. I mean, I've had people call and say, how do you get these things? You know, how do you? And I said, you know, people share it with me. And so it's been a very good journey. So the insiders would be the first ones to get whatever it is that's the goodies, I guess you could say, going. And then anything as far as events, openings, whatever the case may be, when they say, let's say, you know, there's a guest list, the insiders would be the first ones to be notified about that. Now, you're the insider. You get the inside track on what's going on. So that when it launches, I want to make sure if you can text your name and your email to this number, and it's 951. I want to get 951-477-5077. I'm going to say it again because you may not have written it down. And it's scrolling across the bottom also. 951-477-5077. I am ecstatic. Can you tell I'm happy? I'm ecstatic because I like the idea of being to be the first one, or to get the exclusivity. So that's what you'll get. You'll be able to sign up when it launches. So you want to be on the text and the email list, because when it launches, that's when it's going to go out. It'll go out on that launch day. It'll say launching now, and you can sign up right then and there. So, and you get, like I said, specials, that kind of thing, anything special. So it's called Mary D's Insiders. It will be launching soon, and I just want to make sure you have a chance to get on that list. If you're already receiving an email, but you're not getting the text, you may want to sign up and get a text. The text, I only text usually once a week. So not nearly as much as the emails, by the way. Many of you getting the emails about 3 times a week. I know you're saying it looks like it's more than that, but it's really only 3 times, 4 at the most. I try to balance that out because everybody's busy. But text, if those of you getting text message, you only get a text once a week. That's about it. So anyway, I want to introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest for today. I can tell you, this gentleman, what can I tell you? He has served in our armed forces, in the Marines. So I definitely want to thank him for his service there. He's a phenomenal husband and father. He's been married for 35 years, but I'm going to read all that to you in his bio. But I just wanted to tell you, we are really, really in for a treat today because he is a phenomenal speaker. He has his own, I think he has his own podcast. I know I've seen him on social media, but I think he has his own podcast too. So we're going to share that with you too. But I'm going to read you the introduction for our special guest for today. He was born and raised in the vibrant streets of the Southside of Chicago. Darrell Thompson's journey is a testament to the power and determination and a passion for making a positive impact. Currently residing in Southern California with his beautiful wife of 35 years, Darrell has embarked on a mission fueled by his unwavering love for mindset and financial literacy education. He said they are the visionary founders of the Right Side of Money, LLC, a dynamic organization that goes beyond financial guidance, offering speakers, mentorship, and financial coaching to corporations and individuals alike. With over 3 decades of commitment, Darrell is driven by by a self-mandate to share the transformative potential of mindset and financial literacy. A retired U.S. Marine Corps veteran and retired federal government cybersecurity manager. He has over 20 years of Marine Corps service. It laid the groundwork and the foundation for his journey into financial education and mentorship. Throughout his military service, he demonstrated an unwavering dedication to helping people from diverse backgrounds, fostering financial empowerment and guiding them away from a lack and poverty mindset. Wow. His academic prowess is equally remarkable. Armed with a Master's of Science degree in Cybersecurity and Information Assurances, as well as a Bachelor's of Science in Business Management, he has consistently strived for excellence. He serves as a respected four-year University College adjunct professor, California real estate agent, and life insurance agent. Wow, a testament to his versatility, skills, and expertise. Darrell is a published author who has released his current book, Creating a Wealth Building Mindset, and co-authored with moi Transformations, and an anthology. A globetrotter in pursuit of helping others, Darrell is a spokesperson for advocating for mindset awareness and financial literacy. He tirelessly imparts wisdom garnered through trial and error and mastery of allowing money to work in his favor. His mission is to empower those willing to listen with the tools and knowledge they need to rewrite their financial destinies. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our guest for today. Here we go. Darrell Thompson. Are you there?
Hey, Mary.
I like when you
Ooh, on the Mary D show.
Hey. Thank you for coming. I know you're a busy man and you still took time out of your schedule to spend some time with us today. So thank you.
Oh, I wouldn't have missed this for the world. This is awesome.
Oh, thank you. We met, I think it was in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
We was on a panel together.
We were on stage. Mm-hmm. And I was impressed. I'll say that then. And even now, just seeing everything that you're doing, I'm not surprised. I'll be honest. I'm a phenomenal speaker. Yeah. So since I met you, so I knew all the other things you're doing, I'm really excited about. Well, first, why don't we share? You can tell the audience. I kind of gave them a snippet about your life.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are you you're a husband and a father, but you're a grandfather.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I have one son that gets everybody pregnant. So he has 8 kids.
Oh, my God.
But I probably total grandkids, I probably have about 11 or 12 grandkids.
Wow.
So I'm real proud of that. But first, before I get started, Mary, I want to say this, because you don't know this, but you was my inspiration for writing the book that I just wrote by myself. Like you mentioned, we co-authored the Transformation Anthology.
Right.
But after that, and just talking to you about, when we was in Vegas, you talked to me, it's like, you have a story. I was like, well, yeah, Marine Corps, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Southside of Chicago, gang banging, fighting, all that's normal stuff. You like, no, you have a story.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you because you inspired me to write that book. So definitely thank you for that.
Oh, well, I knew when you were talking, I could, I don't think we always recognize a story that you're encouraging other people, because I'll use my life as an example. Unfortunately, it was one of my brothers passed away suddenly. Well, a couple of things. When my youngest brother passed away, and then 90 days later, my mother passed away, which led me into grief. I was in such a state of grief. But what happened when that happened, it pushed out creativity I didn't even know I had. I had no idea I could write children's books, none of that. So out of that pain came something positive, thank goodness, because that pain was taking that grief was taking me down. So I would say, no, I'm glad yours didn't come out necessarily pain, but I think you just need that little push. That's what I call it.
Right.
To write your story.
Absolutely.
Now look,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
yes, because you started with transformations. That kind of got your feet wet a little bit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And keep going.
Yeah,
It's not
thank
over,
you.
you know?
Right,
Keep
right. I have more left. Yeah.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So keep writing.
Mm-hmm.
Um now I know too, and you let me say this. You're from Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
Southside.
South side. Yeah.
I had cousins, they live on Racine.
Yeah, that's South side. It's Inglewood area.
Okay. What all I
Yeah.
that's all I know. We fly in, they live on that's all I know. So
Mm-hmm.
you heard all about Chicago now.
Right.
But that's where we go when we go there. So I don't really know Chicago
Yeah.
though, but they love Chicago. They're like, they can't imagine living anywhere else.
Oh, I used to love it. I don't know, not now. It's terrible. To me, you know what I'm saying? I go back to visit my family who moved mostly on the outskirts of Chicago, you know, in Lansing, you know, right up the street or whatever. But the south side where we grew up it's kind of hard to even go back because in some places, if you know if there's an area that's gang ridden, a lot of times these younger kids they growing up and they starting the gangs on their own. You can't go back. It's one of those things that if you're not from that area, you can't go to it because people don't know you. If they don't know you, and you're trying to come back to that area, you know that's cause for drama. So
Wow.
where I grew up at, I don't go back to. I mean,
Hmm.
no, I took my wife, Michelle, you know, back to visit when we first met. I took her there. As a matter of fact, we was in a daggone drive-by when she was there, her first time in Chicago. She was like, "Oh no, you can
What?
have this."
You were in one?
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
somebody.
We was taking groceries into the house with my sister, and somebody come driving down the street shooting. You know,
Oh,
so
uh-uh.
yeah,
No,
I don't really go back to the South Side. Just drive through real fast.
I know now, like you mentioned it, my cousins that lived off Racine, I think they moved because
Yeah,
like of exactly what you're saying, the gangs.
yeah.
So I don't know enough to say anything. I'm the kind of I fly in and fly out pretty much.
Hmm.
But
Chicago is a beautiful place to go to visit. Downtown Chicago, oh, I mean, it's a great place to go visit, definitely.
right,
I definitely wouldn't take that from anybody. I love Chicago as far as going to visit. But
right.
as far as me living on the South Side, oh no, not anymore.
Well, you live in Southern Cal now.
Oh, absolutely. Sunny California.
As
Been
soon,
here for what, 15 years? Yeah.
as soon as I said that, a smile came across your face.
Oh, yeah. 15 years, sunny California.
Wow.
Loving it.
Now, what made you settle in California? You probably could have gone anywhere.
Well, as you mentioned, and is in my bio, been in the Marine Corps for 20 years, and my wife was also in the Marine Corps. She did 24 years in the Marine Corps. So she was stationed in 29 Palms. So by her being stationed in 29 Palms, we came here. And here's something that I talk about when I speak on mindset is that years ago, back, I'm talking about years ago,
Hmm.
I said, you know what? One of these days, I'm gonna live in California because I loved it. This was in the 70s. I said, I love California. I want to live in California. So you see what I'm saying? I planted that seed. The next thing you know, now California is my home for the last 15 years. My
Wow.
wife and I love it. When we look at moving anywhere else, we start thinking, okay, well, we can move here, move there. And we like, no, we okay. We good.
And you can live anywhere you want to live, basically, but you
Oh,
still,
we can live anywhere we want to live.
yeah.
Trust me. Yeah.
But I look at, I
This is
think
home.
I'm listening to you about planting the seed. I'm gonna use
Hmm.
just okay. Every time my husband and I go to watch movies, we always stay to the end and watch the credits.
Hmm.
And he
Hmm.
was, do you know anybody up there? Do you know any of these people? And I would tell him no. Now
Hmm.
my name is on credits on movies. I didn't know then. I was planting the seed that
And the seed.
I didn't know that though. And now
Yep.
I'm listed in credits on different movies because I've worked on them. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, it's like,
That's it.
it
It's
really,
powerful. People don't understand it, but it truly is powerful. And if you can understand it, especially if we can get younger kids to understand at a younger age, I take my granddaughter to school every morning, and I talk to her every morning about mindset stuff.
Yeah.
Because if I can get her to understand how the mind works, how mindset, the subconscious and the conscious work, if I can get her to understand that, there's nothing she'll be able to not do.
Right.
And we teach our grandkids that, you're great, you're powerful, you can do anything you want to do.
Yeah.
We constantly preaching that to them, letting them know. Now, I don't want to hit, no, ain't no lack. Well, we can't have that. No, at this particular time, we're not going to get that. But it
Right.
ain't that you can't get it or you can't have it,
Right.
or you can't afford it. I don't want to hear you can't afford anything. You can afford whatever you want to afford, but that's not it. Right now, we're not going to get it at this particular time.
Right. Right. I love it. Well, I know too. You meant you, and we do want to thank you for your service and your wife
Thank you.
too. Yes, because
Thank you.
I know that commitment to this country is you really basically you sign up to give your life. That's what you're signing
Hmm.
up and saying, I'll give my life for this country. But how do you go from military to financial? It seems like there's a disconnect.
Yeah. To some people, it's not a disconnect because they believe that the military pays us a lot of money. So,
I,
but I'm here to tell you that the military does not pay a lot of money. Okay. So the people that's doing it, the people that's giving up their freedom to go fight for freedom,
right,
trust me, they're special people because there's not a lot of pay in the military. People choose, to do different things with their money to
right,
make it to where it's a good thing, but it's not. Actually, the military, that's where life began for me as an adult. I joined the Marine Corps at 18.
right.
You know, what was my thought process? I need to get out of Chicago. I already had a kid, my oldest son, and then as soon as I got out of boot camp, they tell you when you get out of boot camp, some of y'all are gonna go back to your homes, you're gonna get married. Don't get married. You know what I'm saying? Wait till you get established a little bit before you get married. So I got out of boot camp, and what did I do when I went back to Chicago
Got
with
married.
my so
Again.
I got exactly. I got married at 18. We had already had a kid. Okay. So then guess what my first duty station was at?
California.
California. It was in
California.
California. Now California has always been expensive.
Yeah.
So of course, here in California, trying to hang with the Joneses, trying to do this, trying to do that, spending my money, never learned how mindset work, never learned how the conscious work, subconscious work, never understood how finances work, never had nobody teaching me financial literacy. So
Wow.
what did I do? On my own, I wrecked my finances.
Wow. I can
So
at
I'm
18.
talking about finance. Oh yeah, at 18 on through 25, my finances was tore up from the flow up, as they would say. You
Oh,
know,
you just said,
I mean, I probably had a 500 credit score or whatever.
oh, wow. Well, I know
Then he,
from those mistakes, this is what Nelson Mandela said.
hmm,
You don't lose, you learn. So you learn something from that because that had as
yeah,
the saying goes, you have what's called bought sense. You bought all that
mm,
sense for
hmm,
so
right.
what did you learn from that?
Well, what I learned from that is that you can't want everything that you see. You
Mm,
understand? A lot of people don't understand, and Dave Ramsey he talks about delayed gratification.
right.
A lot of times people want what they want, and they see other people on social media or things of that nature, and they say, "Man, they got it. Man, they got this. They got the nice car. They got the nice house. They always dress nice. They got the nice jewelry, the bling bling." And they
Yeah.
say, "I want that." Right
Mm,
now, I can't afford that, but what's the name got it? So I want to get it. I want to show people that I'm blinging, I'm doing good. So what you do is you go out there and you start buying all that stuff, and it end up taking you down a rabbit hole that you can't get out of. So eventually, in that journey that I was on, I got divorced, right? And that's when I met my current wife of 35 years. And fortunately, she was a smart one. Her
mm,
finances was intact. Her grandfather taught her a lot about finances, and that was a good thing because I was terrible with finances. she was good with finance. She had saved up all this money. And I tell her to today, I tell her I'm always indebted to her because she took the money. She was a young Marine because I joined before her. So I'm 7 years older than my wife. She actually supported me and my kids. I had two sons by that time with my former wife. She actually supported me. I had $60 to my name every payday. That's how
Wow.
bad my finances were. And she helped support me through all that. And
Wow.
then in the Marine Corps, they had a course, right? They had this course, Command Financial Specialist. So I started being intrigued. She started being good with money, and we started kind of doing things together with money. And I was like, wait a minute, I can't let her to continue to support me. I've always been one of those go-getters that I'm gonna make it happen. So the Marine Corps had a course called Command Financial Specialist, where you can go learn about finances, then you come back to the command and teach it to everybody. So
Wow.
that's exactly what I did. I joined that course
Mhm.
and I became a Command Financial Specialist. So now, and again, this is how the mind works. When
Mhm.
you are given responsibilities, it changes things. I can be a knucklehead, which I was, right? Coming into the Marine Corps. Soon as I was given some responsibility, guess what? I had to level up to that responsibility.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I did. So I
Wow.
started coming back teaching people about finances,
Wow.
and then I got so good at teaching it
Uh-huh.
that Michelle, my wife, she ended up going through the course as well, just to go. And I ended up being one of the guest speakers to come back to talk to her class about, finances. And from that, her and myself, we ran with it. That over 30 years, we've been teaching people about financial literacy, helping them get on what we call the right side of money. And that's what we coined that saying, right side of money.
Yeah.
It was helping people. But the way where we got it from is Robert Kiyosaki, the four quadrants. In that book, he talked about on the left side of the quadrant is the employee and the self-employed,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So the employee and the self-employed, they still working a job, so to speak.
Right.
On the right side of that quadrant is
Uh-huh.
the business owner and investors. So I
Wow.
was like, wait a minute, where we want to be? We want to be on the right side of money, the business owner and the investors. So that's where that was coined from.
Wow. Well, I can tell you, as I shared with you, that is such a good, name that when you told me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's an excellent name. I'm going to take some comments from our audience. I want to thank you, audience, for being here. And I think this is Dr. Victoria. Dr. Victoria Rice says, good afternoon, Mary. I'm so glad to be here. Glad to have you, Dr. Victoria. Always good to
Hey,
see you. And then we have another comment. Let's see. This is is that Lorenzo Flint? Hi, Lorenzo. I haven't seen you in a while. Lorenzo has a book. He's writing a book about,
nice.
I think, the Vietnam War era, I believe.
Oh,
Correct me
wow.
if I'm wrong, Lorenzo. Correct me, but I know he's writing a good book.
Wow.
And guess who's telling you welcome to the show? Oliver, welcome back to the show.
Yeah.
Nice having you sharing your experience. Also, thanks to our regular and returning viewers. All right, everybody.
Mhm.
Hi, Oliver. I can tell you he watches it on the big screen. I don't know why he does.
Right.
And Dr. Victoria, you bought some sense too. We've all bought some sense, Dr.
Oh,
Victoria.
yeah.
We've all bought some sense. But
Yeah.
that was actually, oh, Iraq War. That's what he said. It was from the, see, I knew it was from when,
Hmm.
so I knew.
Oh,
So
that's gonna be a powerful book there. That's awesome.
we're gonna get. I told him we need to work together on that. I haven't forgotten.
Hmm.
I haven't forgotten. So we're gonna. But I know too. You were in. You said 20 years before you retired,
Yes.
and so
20.
and you were also during that time you still taught the literacy classes, financial literacy.
Oh, yeah. All through it. I mean, I was probably in probably 6 to 8 years or whatever when I went to that financial literacy class. From that moment on, throughout, I've taught financial literacy.
What was the pivotal time in your was that the pivotal time? Or was there another time that
Mhm.
financial literacy.
That was part of it. But I mean, the pivotal time was to see how miserable. I mean, when you're in debt, you're miserable. You know, I always crack jokes and I tell people that I think they uh, got call ID because of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I love call ID because I used to look at it and I wouldn't answer my phone. You know, um, you don't want to answer the phone.
Yeah.
You don't want to, I mean, you just, when your finances are messed up, you are miserable. And you see these people, and I tell people all the time, it's not about how much money people make. There's people that make thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars that are miserable financially.
Mm.
Because I say this, Mary, doctors, lawyers,
Mhm.
and all these people that have these big titles and these big jobs, you know what happens because their mindset is not right. They have to show everybody that I've made it.
Oh,
So because they have to show everybody that they have made it, they have arrived,
right.
they get themselves in positions. So the pivotal moment for me was just being miserable, you know.
Mm.
Uh, and of course, my wife, my girlfriend at the time, you know, helped me as much as she did. You know,
Mm.
I'm a man's man, so you know what I'm saying. I'm supposed to be taking care of business,
Right, right.
not allowing, you know, my wife or girlfriend to have to support me and things of that nature. You know, I appreciate it, and man, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be where I am today without my wife, and I tell her that all the time.
Wow. And that's love too. I mean, 35 years.
Oh
That,
yeah,
that's saying a
that's my
lot.
boo there. That's my heart there.
And please tell her I said,
Yeah.
please tell her I said I.
I will. I'll
Okay.
tell you I ain't mad at her. I'll tell her. I'll talk to her then. I ain't talking to her now.
Well, Antonio, hi Antonio. He says, "Hi Mary, how are you doing?" And I'm sure he's gonna say hi
Mhm.
to you too. Let's see, because I know I usually he does. He said,
Hey,
"Hi brother." I'm
how
telling
you doing?
you, Antonio.
How
I
everybody doing?
the next one was gonna be good. He always says hi every time. Antonio
That's awesome.
is he's an artist. We have some of the paintings that
Hmm.
he draw, and he makes Christmas cards. He does a lot. Antonio is definitely
Wow.
he's very artistic. I would say very
There's a
artistic.
lot of talent out there. We have a lot of talent.
And this is from Elaine. Elaine is a super fan, and so is Antonio. These are super.
Hmm.
Elaine said, "Hello, Mary, Oliver, and Darrell, your dynamic guests.
Hey,
Great personal sharing by Darrell is informative and inspirational. Thank you,
oh,
Elaine.
thank you, Elaine. Thank
Definitely.
you.
Yes, without a doubt. Is Elaine, this powerful lady, she has scholarships. She helps kids get scholarships to college.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that? And she's
Yeah.
really dedicated her life to that. And not only that, they're building a gym here in Riverside, and her brother was
Hmm.
one of the ones is being dedicated to. I don't know if you know. Now the name went right out of my head. Dale Roberts.
Hmm.
You know Dale Roberts. But
Hmm.
her brother was instrumental in bringing teens to Riverside, and they used to have Christmas tournaments. And I've known, I mean, it was Walt Wilson. I've known him for years, and the
Hmm.
family
That's awesome.
and that's her brother. That's Elaine's
And
brother.
it's needed. You
Hmm.
know, if people read my bio, I don't know if it's in my bio, but it talks about I was a high school dropout.
Wow, no, I
You
didn't.
know,
I got
yeah.
that
Oh
far.
yeah. I mean, I dropped out of high school in my junior, almost my senior year, because I was working two jobs trying to support my son at the time, and
Hmm.
it was just too much. I was playing football. I was,
Mm,
going to school. I was like, no, I can't do this. So I ended up dropping out of school. And again, I talk about my wife of 35 years.
right.
When I got in the Marine Corps, I went and they had a little program called a BSEP, a MESEP program, something like that. And I went and got my GED,
Right.
and then of course my wife, she was doing her thing in college, her finances was good to go. So I had to pick up my game to stay with her. So I ended up going, taking a few classes in the Marine Corps, but eventually the GI Bill, I was a knucklehead. I'm telling you, I was a Chicago knucklehead. They had the GI Bill, which we get free college. I didn't even sign. I signed up for that, and because I was so broke, I had to cash in on it earlier. So I ended up getting my little money back that I had put into it
Mhm.
and throwing away the whole program, which was crazy. Free college and everything. So I didn't have anything. But you know what she did? She had went to school while she was in the Marine Corps, got her bachelor's and got her master's, and she had signed me up to take over her GI Bill when she was done.
Wow.
So I used her GI Bill to go get my bachelor's degree.
Wow. She was,
And then, you know what she did?
no.
She said, "Oh no, I got more GI Bill left. You're not done." She said, "You need to go get your master's." I was like, "Hey, I'm good. BA is good for me." And she pushed me to go get my cybersecurity master's degree.
Wow.
So now you see why I say I'm indebted to this lady for life. You know?
Well, too, she probably could see the future. She could see in you what you couldn't see in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What it was too. But now look, I'm sure that
Oh yeah.
you said you're an adjunct professor teaching cybersecurity, right?
Yep. Yeah. I
Wow.
teach at the University of Phoenix.
Wow, that's excellent. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just your background, like you said, you were a high school dropout. You couldn't tell it now. Mm-mm.
Right.
I think people think because of that one instance, I met a teacher who was a high school dropout, and they were
Mm-hmm.
a teacher. And he didn't tell a lot of people. I don't know why he told me, but I remember when he said that, I said, "So how does that feel?" He said, "I can't tell you how good it feels that I dropped out and now I'm a teacher." I said that, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually, this was years ago, so I had not written anything.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, I said, I actually said this, I said, "You have a story to tell," because how many high school dropouts don't go back because they live up under that. The rest, they
Right. They carry it with them.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying, well, you didn't let it carry. And even though your wife was encouraging, you didn't have to agree, but you did.
Exactly. Right.
You, you
Yeah.
did. Uh-huh. So you both have master's degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's
That's it.
wonderful. Mhm.
Yeah, she has her MBA.
All right now. You guys are
Yeah.
powerful.
Oh yeah. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Well, I'll tell you. Well, tell me, you co-authored Transformations, an anthology.
Mm-hmm.
What made you become involved in that anthology?
Again, it was, your inspiration, and it was telling our story.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of us just told our story, and I told my story about the one that got away,
Yeah.
you know, the
Mm-hmm.
one that got away. I got out of Chicago, and that was a great thing.
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing that could have happened to me is joining the Marine Corps at 18.
Mm.
You know, that changed the whole trajectory of my life, I believe.
Right. Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you let they were. This is studies have said that our environment is has a lot to do with who we are,
Hmm.
where we go in life. It's just where
That's it.
it's our environment to a lot of. I mean, it's not
Hmm.
100%, but it does play a part in what we do in life.
Huge part.
Uh huh. It does.
Hmm.
So I know when I went away to college, I was raised in predominantly, believe it or not, in San Diego, California, but I went to was raised in predominantly black area of San Diego.
Hmm.
My influence was that. And then I left and came to an institution that was predominantly a white institution. So I
Hmm.
had to learn how to do that. How do I live in these two worlds? And I'll be honest, the first year was hard because it's these
Hmm.
cultural differences
Oh
that
yeah.
I had to learn everything. But I ended up staying in Riverside instead of going back to San Diego. Not that I didn't want to go back.
Hmm.
I'm getting married and having a family, and ended up staying in the Riverside area, Inland Empire. But I remember when I left, it was hard to do that, to leave my family, even
Oh
though
yeah.
I came 100 miles. You would have thought I went across country, but it was still
Hmm.
a transition. It was still a transition. So I can only
Hmm.
imagine going from Chicago to Southern California. that you had to deal with some things too. There were cultural differences.
Oh, yeah.
You're
It was a lot.
because Chicago is Midwest, so you have
Hmm.
the difference. You have a lot of things I think that changed. What do you think? Like you said, financially, you were
Hmm.
against a lot because you were trying to prove yourself and live as, like you said, live a certain lifestyle. But something changed where you realized this is not the way to go. When you start teaching those classes,
No, well, again, meeting Michelle, it changed because
okay,
she was a whole lot better with me when it came to money, you know, wanting to go do things or whatever, and she's footing the bill for us to go do things or us to go have fun together. And most of it is coming from her.
got it.
That's not right. And that changed my perception, on
Mm,
how things were going, so to speak.
right.
So I definitely wasn't going to keep going like that.
Well, she must have knew that would change you. She knew who you were. Let me say that,
Oh
and that
yeah, I
man,
think so. Yeah.
the man you were was like that wasn't go. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't going to stay that way. In your book, what
Mm-hmm.
um let me say what I said what gems do you have in your book that you can share with us? So and give the title of the book. Do you have a copy of the book near
Mm-hmm.
you?
I do.
Okay, let's hold. You can
As a
hold.
matter of fact,
Our audience can see it. So you can see those of you, ladies and
I don't
gentlemen,
really
it's
see that.
available on Amazon.
It is, but I'm gonna put it
The chat.
in the text,
Okay.
yeah, where people can get an autograph copy and a special if
Okay.
it's um your group, they can get a special.
All righty.
Yeah. But yeah, so the book is called Creating a Wealth Building Mindset.
Right.
One of the things that I learned over the years is that me, like a lot of other people,
Mm-hmm.
search and climb this corporate ladder, and man, I got to get to 50,000 a year. I got to get to 70,000 a year. I got to get to 80,000 a year. I got to get to 90,000 a year. I got to get to 100,000 a year. And then when you get to that $100,000 a year, you think, and on along the way, you saying to yourself, okay, I got the 50. I'm still in debt. It ain't working. I
Yeah.
get to 70. I'm still in debt. It ain't working. I get to 80. I'm like, okay, when I get to 80, I know I'm gonna be good, and
Yeah.
no, I'm still struggling with money, when I
Yeah.
get to 90. Wait a minute, I'm still struggling with money. And I say this pattern, but I actually got cured a long time ago because Michelle and I found out, it was like, wait a minute, you're terrible with money. So
Mm.
what we did is we started taking all of our money. This was back in the 90s. We
Uh-huh.
started taking all the money I make in my paycheck, her paycheck, and we put it into one account. And that was her account, what she controlled because she was awesome with money, and she still is to this day. So we put it all into her account or in our account where she controlled, and we get allowances. So I know some people on here might think, oh man, I'm grown. I ain't getting no allowance. No, we've been getting allowance since the early 90s. We've been getting allowances. And
Wow.
that's helped us get out of debt and stay out of debt, so to speak.
Mm.
That's helped us to get to a point to where now we can have anything that we want and don't have to work another day in our lives.
Now who doesn't want that?
Exactly. Oh, and getting back to the book. So creating a wealth building mindset, and it talks about the mindset first. Because here's the thing. When you're growing up as a kid, you're getting poured into from a whole lot of different people. Your parents are pouring into you.
Yeah.
Your siblings are pouring into you. Your community is pouring into you. And a lot of times when it comes financially, you got to look at the people in the environment you're around. Sometimes those people are not very good with money. My father was a gambler, so he
Mm.
wasn't very good with money, you
Right.
know. Uh, and other people that I was around and growing up in Chicago wasn't good with money. Nobody taught me about finances. So all this negative information about finances was on the inside of me. I couldn't figure out why when I make money, I'm giving it away. It's gone before I can even hold on to it anytime.
Right.
And a lot of that stemmed from, I talk about it in my book, a lot of that stemmed from my father as a gambler. I
Mm,
wasn't a gambler, but I had those tendencies.
right.
You see, they was just disguised in a different way.
Right.
That was
Oh.
one of the things that I realized is that it was about mindset. If you don't get to the root of the problem,
Mm,
then you have problems. That's why you see wealthy people, or you see, I'm not gonna say wealthy people, but you see professional people, the doctors, the lawyers, professionals that make a lot of money, still miserable and in debt. And you also see people trying to work their hardest to get up that corporate ladder because they think, I need more money, I need more money, I need more money. It's not more money. You need a different mindset.
wow.
Once you understand the mindset, the rest of it all falls right into place. Because if you got the right mindset, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. You can have somebody that make $40,000 a year and be wealthy, have everything they want, and then be enjoying life. You know why? Because their mindset has it to where that 40,000, they've done their budget, they have everything planned out, everything they need, they have. They took the time to get things instead of back in the old days. Remember, we used to have layaway.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got credit cards, so we don't need a layaway. If I want, I get it right now.
Yeah.
So you go take that credit card and you put it on there. Every credit card I had was maxed. A couple of times, I even had $20,000 credit card that was maxed.
Wow. That I wouldn't be
Yeah,
able to sleep at night thinking about that kind of thing.
exactly. And that's the pivotal turning points and things like that cause you to say, wait a minute, man, this is not living. And a lot of people today are not really living. They're
Mm.
not. They're not
Well,
living. They just surviving
you're thinking of my
and
mother.
they're miserable.
My mother was good with money, and she said that she just didn't believe in having debt. That was her thing. She
Mm,
grew up. She wasn't a depression. I guess you could say after depression, maybe or whatever. But it was always save, save, save. It
mhm,
was never spend, spend, spend. But like you said, which is what she did. She had a budget, and it was only
mhm.
so much she allowed herself to have, extra. But that was it every month. But it was all about saving. And my
Yeah.
father was the opposite. It was all about spending. So
And again, it's delayed gratification. I mean, sometimes you have to slow down and say, wait a minute. So when Michelle and I changed it to where all our money went in and we was getting allowances,
uh-huh.
now I was still bad with money. But guess what? If I mess up the money I had, it doesn't affect the house money.
Right.
You see?
I
So
do.
that was a turning point right there, and
Wow.
sometimes I try to get with her. I'll put in, hey, can I get a stimulus? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. She'd be like, nope, you spent your money, you done.
Yeah. But
But
look
but
how,
she's
it made a difference in your life. That
mhm.
wow. I like that. She's like, can I have a stimulus?
Yeah. I'll be trying to get a stimulus payment or something from her. She like, nope. The house and she runs that house finances like a third person. And
Yeah.
she talk about she be like, well, look, the house is gonna pay for this time, but the house ain't got no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, come on. And all the money that we've made, and we've made a lot of money, we've put it into account. And Michelle, again, she don't like debt. She don't like having bills. And
Mm-mm.
you talk about people that talk about their house, or they say, "But never pay off your house." When you pay off your house, you ain't gonna be able to claim nothing on your taxes and all that kind of stuff. No, I'm gonna tell you, find an alternative way to pay your taxes.
Right.
Pay the house off, because I'm telling you, when you pay your house off, you talking about a relief. I
Mm,
always got some place to stay.
yeah. Now all you need is
You know,
well, I'm to pay the taxes on the house, but that's it.
I can go work at McDonald's if I had to.
Yeah.
If I needed to, I go work at McDonald's to pay the taxes. But
Wow.
here's other options you do. If you got a house that's paid off, now you can rent out the house you live in, go buy you another house, and the rent that they paying for the house that you used to live in that you're renting, that'll be paying for your new house. So now that's adding more what? That's adding more real estate to your portfolio.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. So I
Else.
mean, there's options. People just have to sometimes stop and think about things and not worry about what other people think and not worry about having all this fan. Now, I want nice things, and I'm not telling people to not want nice things and not just save, save, save. I'm not saying that at all. I'm
Right.
saying that you have to have a plan.
Mm.
You have to save, and you got to be prepared for emergencies. People don't have, you read these captions.
Mhm.
If people had $1,000 emergency, they wouldn't have no money to go to help them out in $1,000 emergency. That is crazy. $1,000?
Yeah, that's real. And now that
Heck, for
costing even more, it's like, wow.
Nichelle and I past anniversary, we almost spent that
Hmm.
just going out for our anniversary.
Yeah. But then look, you've been planning. You have a plan, and you've been planning for a long time. So that's why it shows up. Now as you get
Mhm.
older, you have an easier life, and to take
Oh
that
yeah,
debt off you is extended your life. Not to have to worry about debt, that has to extend your life. It has
it
to.
does. It
And Vic,
does.
and Victoria, Dr. Victoria said, "Your
Hey,
wife."
she my shero too.
See, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Antonio has a comment too. What to say, Antonio? Oh, he wants to connect with you. That's
Absolutely. I
okay.
put let me put some other stuff that I have here real quick. And
Oh, did I?
my website and stuff. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Continue to put that stuff.
Chat with everyone. I think I have to put it. Okay, let me copy it and then I'll put it in there for you.
Okay.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, um, this is how you can connect with him on his website. There you go. Let me see if this is going to show up. Here we go. There you go.
Yeah.
With my side of money, there's a website, and he's willing. And you guys have classes or webinars?
Yeah. Every now and then. I don't have them every week or whatever. I just pretty much mostly on TikTok. I just started with TikTok. What I wish I knew. That's a series that I do now. It's just called What I Wish I Knew, and I just do a minute snippet of
Mm-hmm.
just information that I give. It's pretty. I enjoy it,
But I think it's a
but I'm
lot.
on LinkedIn as
Mhm.
well.
Pardon me.
I said I'm on LinkedIn as well. So in
Okay.
another chat, I put the TikTok and the LinkedIn links on there as well.
Okay.
And then that special, you might want to post that special that I have in there for the book. If
Okay.
they want to get a copy of my book, it's $10 for your viewers,
Oh, I see.
and it's $5 shipping and handling. It costs to ship that book to anywhere in the United States. It costs $4 and like 70 cents, I think.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay. See, I didn't know what they.
yeah. At the post office, it cost me about $4.70 to ship the book out. So that's why I said $10, $15
Uh huh.
for the book, and I also autograph it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's the information. This is LinkedIn, the Right Side of Money weekly blogs on LinkedIn and Facebook. I just like as I share with you. I do like that title, the Right Side of Money. I do. I think that me. I do.
Yeah.
I always say because almost everything I do operate out of. I call it vibrations. That
Hmm.
this is this.
Energy.
That's why when I heard the Right Side of Money, it was one of those. Yep, that's a good one. That's one
Hmm.
we'll remember, and it works. It really works. But before I know we're getting low on as far as time is concerned. But is there anything you want to share with the audience before we go that you really want them to know?
Um, that is possible. I mean, don't sometimes you have to a lot of times we say, well, this person is not supporting me, that person not supporting me. You have to understand where people are coming from. You might have friends and family and relatives that's not supporting what you do. Sometimes it's not because they don't want to support you. It's just because you are a constant reminder of what they are not doing.
Wow. That's big.
That's huge. And you got to understand that. So, and most people are comfortable with you where you're at. If you elevate and go to someplace higher, that means they have to do something. They either have to do something or get left. And most people don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
The status quo.
Wow. That's big.
So my thing to you is that continue to do what you have to do. I mean, you can't stay stagnant. You can't stay still. Mary and I was talking earlier, and I talked about where people used to say, Darrell, every time we looked at you, every time we see you, you doing something. Because I love network marketing. I'll tell you that right now. I think it's the best business model in the world, in the business world. So people would be like, you always doing something. I'm like, yeah. And I used to feel bad about that. I got thinking. And then it hit my spirit one day. It was like, wait a minute. Yeah, you're always doing something because you're always looking for ways to put your family on top of the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get your family ahead. I don't do anything malicious or anything that hurt anybody, but I might try different things. We talked about cryptocurrency. I try those different things and I'm going to try it. There's been a lot of things that I failed at. And I continue to fail at things, but guess what? That don't stop me.
Right. But I know, like I mentioned, like you said about crypto, I don't know. I'd have to learn. I don't know anything about it. I just have to go to school one and learn about it, but I'm not afraid to learn. That's what I think it is too.
That's it.
You can't sit back saying, I don't want to learn or this is this fad, this is that. Because what I've noticed, it's not going anywhere. It's not going
it's not going anywhere. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. And that is an opportunity for people actually to decrease the wealth gap. But people don't understand that because think about something. If I have something that's really, really good and I'm profiting off of, a lot of times I'm not going to tell you about it because if I tell you about it, then now it's not only me profiting on it, it's you too.
Right.
It's unfortunate, but people think like that. But you have some people out here that don't think like that. The Mary D's, the Darrell Thompsons that's out here to say, hey, look, I got information and I want you to get it because me sharing information with a bunch of people doesn't make it where it's nothing for me. That's that scarcity mindset. I talk about that in my book as well. We grew up with scarcity mindsets that because it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody else is doing it, that means it's less for me to get. There's an infinite amount of money that's in this world.
Come on.
Infinite amount of money in this world.
Yeah.
So if I help you get some, that doesn't limit the amount that I can get.
Wow. But it's something, how can I say it? I always say it goes back to slavery, actually. That's what I think. That of how, and I'm not saying it's just African Americans that think like that. But that crab in the barrel mentality is what I think of. If you doing good, you can't have you doing good,
Right.
that kind of thing. But I hope it goes away.
That's real.
I know it is, but I don't like to profess it. I'll say like that.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. I think, like you said, what I noticed with you, and I guess that's what I try to do too, is bring information to as many people as we can. I think what you're saying and what I'm really saying, there is more than enough out here for everybody.
More than enough.
There's no limit.
I tell people all the time. Yeah, it's unlimited. You mentioned it in my bio. You said that I was a real estate agent. But I'm not trying to sell anybody a house. You said that I have my insurance. I got my state California insurance license. But I'm not trying to sell anybody insurance.
Isn't that something?
Because I don't have to. If somebody come across and need it, I can do it for them. But I'm not going out there. You ain't seeing me solicit for no insurance. You ain't seeing me solicit to sell nobody no house.
Nope.
But I got the license to do it.
And I didn't even know it until I read through your bio. I was like, wow. You saw me. I was even saying, I said,
See,
wow. Well, I'm gonna
because
tell you.
you don't really hear me talking about it really. I
No,
try to give people knowledge on it, but I don't need to sell people anything in order for my wife and I for us to move up.
right.
We're at a stage right now we can do anything, live anywhere, have anything we want, and never have to work another day in our lives. So I don't have to beat people to try to gain something from them.
I tell you, why?
And that's a beautiful space to be in.
Well, on that note, we want to thank you for coming today and being here because I mean, and we are definitely going to get a copy of your book. I can tell you right now, so you can consider right the Mary D Show is buying their copy today. And just really, we want to appreciate everything that you're doing. Keep doing it.
Thank you.
Doing it. I'm gonna try and catch your post on you said on TikTok.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and you doing for what?
Several. Yeah.
How do you do a 1 minute post? That's what I want. How do you do a 1 minute?
Check it out.
I'm
Check it
a,
out. 1 minute snippets. Yeah.
for 1 minute, but I want to thank
What
you
I wish I knew.
and thank you, Nichelle. I know you're not here, but thank you for everything because
Mhm.
I mean, to hear your husband talk about you, I think all of us are like, wow, your wife
Oh
is,
yeah.
she's definitely a superwoman. So thank you for all that you do too. So thank you for coming on the show today, and please come back again.
Absolutely.
We would like.
Oh yeah. Anytime, Mary. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you to your listeners as well. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you again this time next week. God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you in 7 days. Bye, everybody.